This video is for educational purposes only.
A 10-kiloton nuclear bomb detonates in the middle of New York City, one of the world's biggest pedestrian areas. The explosion generates a white flash brighter than the sun, momentarily blinding people for a 10-kilometer radius, as far away as New Jersey. A wave of scorching heat and a giant fireball as hot as the sun reduces everyone within 30 meters to dust. Only stark silhouettes can be seen on the floor. Nuclear photographs of seconds ago were people. Horrifying. And this dreadful scenario is just the beginning. Today, we're mapping out a realistic simulation of a modern nuclear war. Which nation would strike first?
Designed to be solved.
How many billions of people would die? And what kind of society would emerge on the other side?
Uproars, chaos.
Now, which nations would be able to bring the world to ashes? Well, this is all hypothetical, but the United States and Russia stand as the two nations with the most substantial nuclear arsenals. Both possess thousands of nuclear warheads, enough to cause widespread destruction on an unimaginable scale. And they've already been exchanging threats, sanctions, and ultimatums. Bad blood is an understatement. 1 week before the impending nuclear exchange, panic ensues as global leaders appear unable to avert catastrophe. But then, the world's worst fear begins to materialize when the first use of a tactical nuclear weapon occurs, aimed at a Russian military target. There's an immediate loss of life and property near the strike zone. Panic spreads. Head to a fallout shelter immediately. If shelter isn't accessible,
what would happen in a nuclear war?
Protected and insulated area of your dwelling, because this is just the beginning. Russia, China, and Belarus are preparing a counterattack. U.S. NATO allies are just as ready to push their red buttons. The fateful day arrives and the unthinkable occurs. Nuclear warheads rain down upon major cities, military installations, and key infrastructure. The initial strikes claim millions of lives in mere hours. The detonations trigger a series of cataclysmic events, including a powerful shockwave. Let's investigate how a shockwave affects people at varying distances from the epicenter. Well, we've already seen what happens when you're within 1 kilometer of the bomb blast.
Good evening, grace and peace. Tonight we want to talk about what's being talked about all over the world today on the news reports and newspapers. Everybody's talking about it now, the nuclear war. And people are asking me, how can they escape the nuclear war? Well, for the nation of Israel, God has a plan that he has for them, and it's in the Bible. And the scriptures tell you how Israel is going to be delivered out of this war. And this nuclear war, by the way, is being fought to take down the fourth beast kingdom. It's being fought to bring forth the destruction of the nation of Esau and these other Gentile nations that have oppressed the Israelites. So that's what the war is being fought about. And like the war in Israel, in the Gaza Strip, with Hamas and Hezbollah and those so-called Jews over there that are not Jews. The real Jews are the black Israelites, what I call the brown Israelites. Those are the real Jews here in America. There are 12 tribes of them, and they're all over the world. So, but tonight we want to talk about this issue. People are saying, how is Israel going to escape this nuclear war? Because it seems like it's coming fast. But we're in the season now, like I told you, that this war is going to go on, it's going to progress until they get to the point that the Most High has for them to destroy each other. Now you see that civil war in the government of Esau in France, in Germany, all over the world. Esau is fighting each other now. And Esau is losing his grip on the earth. America the power and the dollar. They're losing their grip in the earth now because it's time for them to lose their grip in the earth, right? And over there, the so-called Jews are boasting about how they're destroying Hamas. God brought them into that trap right there. The so-called Jews are going to be destroyed. Okay? They're never going to come back from this, what they've done in Israel. Never. They can never recover from this. And remember, I always tell you that the Most High said that Judah shall fight at Jerusalem. Okay? So this war is designed by God, it was prophesied by God, and it must be fought like God said it must be fought. So we're going to talk about that tonight. And what is the psychology of Esau? Esau has a beast-like nature. And we want to explain to you and talk to you about this beast-like nature, what America has done to the mind of its own citizens.
And once you realize that you have that condition, you can spend the rest of your life trying to recover from it. It's like PTSD. You have American dissonance syndrome. And if you reach adulthood and you're still patriotic, you have the most profound case of Stockholm syndrome imaginable, because that society has deeply, deeply wronged you. I mean, when you say that someone is an American, basically you're saying that they were an abused child, psychologically abused, emotionally abused, mentally abused, educationally abused, and abused in every other kind of way. You've been lied to. You've been programmed with dysfunction. Your intellect has been systematically degraded. Your intellectual and your moral depth has been deliberately depleted to make you shallow. Cognitive dissonance has been inflicted on you your whole life. When you say American, you may just as well say damaged or victimized. You come from a country that has a fabricated national identity around a set of values and principles it never, ever applied anywhere. And in fact, more often than not, only ever applied the opposite. You live in a country that is demonstrably and obviously an authoritarian oligarchy, but which you have been taught since childhood is a democracy. No one living in America today has lived under any administration that wasn't guilty of war crimes and crimes against humanity, committed both abroad and on domestic soil. And you've been brainwashed into thinking that your country stands for freedom and justice. But it's sick. Your education system is based on the Prussian system of indoctrination to turn every student into an obedient, conformist slave to power. But you pretend that your society cherishes individuality. They've done nothing but damage you. Your schools have damaged you. Your media has damaged you. Your entertainment, your fake history, your myths, your government have done nothing but damage you all your life. That's what it means to be an American. And part of that damage, one aspect of that relentless damage, is in the question itself. You're a white American, you said. That matters to you. And you force it to matter to everyone in that country, even though it's an actually completely irrelevant characteristic.
Good evening. Grace and peace to everyone this evening. Tonight, we want to talk about the nuclear war. It's all over the news. Everybody's talking about it. But what is it really all about? This is about God's judgment on the fourth beast kingdom and the end of Esau's world, the end of the white man's world. He's going out in the Holocaust, and God is going to get involved in this war. So we want to talk about that, right? And we want to talk about how the Israelites are going to be saved out of this war. So let's look at this, right? Let's step right into it, right? The threat of nuclear war. We have seen this coming for a long time. You know, we have seen this coming for a long time. We know that this is coming in stages, it's graduating and graduating until it gets to the point where God pulls the trigger. Because the Most High is going to pull the trigger on this war. He's going to execute the move. He controls all spirits of man. Esau thinks that he's in control. Esau has done what the Most High said he was going to do. He ruled the world in anger and hatred. that the Most High is going to destroy him utterly, and he's going into captivity. This is what he's facing now. So, but understand that the Most High says that he controls all spirits. I mean, he makes his prophecies come to pass. So we see that the end time prophecies are coming to pass. There's signs in the heavens constantly. There's signs in the heavens. And upon the earth, the stress of nations. So that's what's going on now. So let's take a look at this, right? The threat of nuclear war. We have seen this coming for a long time. For the fourth beast kingdom, imperialism, colonialism of the people of the world. The time has come for God, the Most High, to save his people. That's what's going on now. The Israelites from tyranny, from Esau and the Edomites, which really are the white people. The Edomites are white people. And they say in the Bible, right, that America is not in the Bible. Well, I can assure you that you're not looking in the right place, because you have to go back to your original name. Your original name is Esau, and you became the progenitors of the Edomite nations. So that's why a lot of people don't see you, because they don't know you by Esau. Well, we know you by Esau, and the Bible knows you by Esau. And so, and then in Revelations, the 13th chapter, and many other books of the Bible, it shows you that, and even in the Apocrypha, it shows you that Esau is the end of the world. And then it shows you in Revelation 13, the beast that rose up out of the sea, 7 heads and 10 horns. You are one of those horns. And you have these white Christian churches and ministers, and a lot of them talking that America is not in the Bible. America is in the Bible. In Revelation, the 13th chapter, in other books of the Bible, America is in the Bible. So you must understand that he's known by Esau. Wherever you see Esau in the Bible, it's talking about the white man. And he was born from Isaac and Rebekah, a black man and a black woman, and Jacob was his twin brother. Jacob was a so-called black man, which I call a brown man, and Esau came out red and hairy. The white people come from black men and women. Okay, and they were, you want to know why they're so racist and hatred? Because they were set that way by God. So God said, what if he's willing to show his power? Upon Egypt, he set Egypt up, and he set Esau up the same way, to show his power. He's going to deliver Israel like he delivered Israel out of the time of Egypt, but this time Israel's liberation is going to be into the God ship. This time they're going to wear the spiritual garments of the gods. They're going to look like the gods. And Esau going to be astonished at this, because the battle in heaven with Satan and Christ and the Most High was about Israel becoming gods. And Satan fought against that. Remember, he was accuser of our brethren. He knew the plans, but he accused us continuously. You see that? So the time come that the Most High, okay, say, let's see what Adam is going to do. And Adam did not obey God, and the kingdom was turned over to Satan. So Satan has been ruling this world ever since the fall of Adam and Eve. That's the darkness. And the world has been in darkness for all that time. There was light in the world at one time. It was light when the Israelites took the throne of the world. When Solomon came into power, there was light in the world. And the nations came up to learn from our King Solomon. King Solomon was a Judite. He was the son of David. That's when light was in the world. Then light was in the world again when Christ came. Light was in the world again. Okay, so now let's just read this, right? Excuse me. The tyranny of Esau, the Edomites, white people. This is the Most High's call. This is his war against the enemies of God, and Esau and the Gentile nations, for their cruel oppression and government. This is the Most High war that he has determined to serve up to them. See, this war was determined before the world began, because it was about the battle between Christ and Satan, and the Most High and Satan over Israel's rulership. This was all about Israel. The whole book is about Israel. Yeah, so let's look at this, right? This battle is called the Battle of Armageddon, Revelation 16:16. A lot of people call it the Third World War. The Most High calls it the Battle of Armageddon, 16:16, in the book of Revelations. Now,
From the epicenter. Well, we've already seen what happens when you're within 1 kilometer of the bomb blast. The extreme heat causes the complete vaporization of everything within the blast radius. Think about it as being cremated instantly at a temperature of 300,000 degrees
nuclear weapons,
Celsius
nuclear
or
weapons.
more.
The news is talking about it.
Away, the shockwave
Newspapers are talking about it. The news media are talking about it.
Structures are
The
flat,
effects of
and
nuclear
fires
weapons. What would
rage
happen
uncontrollably.
if nuclear weapons
The
were
force of
released?
the blast can cause severe
This is what
injuries
could
and
happen.
fatalities. The intense heat scorches the earth, causing third-degree burns to humans. Survival is an uphill battle as the world crumbles around you. 10 kilometers from ground zero, the shockwave is still potent. Buildings are damaged and the blast carries a destructive force. At this distance, immediate danger lessens, but the impact is still deadly. The heat can still cause first and second degree burns. At 20 kilometers away, the shockwave has lost most of its initial power, but it's still dangerous. Buildings will experience structural damage, and the risk of injury still remains. The heat, while less intense, will still ignite fires. Survival here is more feasible, but your challenges are far from over. Okay, back to our timeline. Just 1 day after the nuclear exchange, tens of millions of people are dead, and many more are...
We're going to go into the wisdom of Solomon, right? This is the book of the Apocryphy, and we want to talk about and explain exactly what's going to go down, what's happening, right? This is the wisdom of Solomon, the 5th chapter, and the 19th to the 23rd verse, right? So let's read it, right? He shall take holiness, and when God comes, this is what he's coming. He shall take holiness for an invincible shield. His servants, he shall serve wrath. His severe wrath shall be sharpened for a sword, and the world shall fight with him against the unwise. And Esau is unwise. Remember, he was called a beast. I mean, a beast can never learn love. He can never learn kindness. He can never learn joy. All he's about getting and taking, crushing people, getting and taking. And I am, and you're not, and this and that, and all that. That's what a beast is, okay? Now, and the world shall fight with him against the unwise. Then shall the right aiming thunderbolts go abroad, and through the clouds as from a drawn bow, and they shall fly to their mark. God, this is talking about the warfare that God has got planned for them. And hailstones full of wrath shall be cast out of a stone bow, and the waters of the sea shall rage against them, and the floods shall cruelly drown them. We see that happening now. The waves of the sea are drowning them. The thunderbolts are striking people, striking cities and buildings, and killing people all over the world. The 21st verse. Yea, a mighty wind shall stand up against them like a storm, and shall blow them away. We see the tornadoes in America. All this is happening. It was prophesied to happen. It must happen, okay? So all this is going on. Let me read this again. Yea, a mighty wind shall stand up against them, and a storm shall blow them away. We see the storm blowing their houses away, blowing them away, destroying everything. This is prophesied. Esau, you were set up for God's wrath. And that's what you boasted yourself, but you were set up, meaning this. Well, you're going to find out, Esau, you were sacrificed. Did God sacrifice you for the sake of Esau? Did God sacrifice Egypt for Israel? Yeah, those are the gods. Those are our gods, our fathers, and our King, Christ. And many other people are going to be sacrificed, like the people you're talking about over there in Jerusalem, and these so-called Jews are killing and destroying. They were sacrificed. They were set up for that, okay? God warned them, if you go into that land and take that land, you shall be blown into pieces, you shall be killed. But now, Israel can never, the so-called white man, Jews, Esau can never recover from this. Well, war is coming for them too, okay? Now, yea, a mighty wind shall stand up against them, and like a storm shall blow them away. Thus iniquity shall lay waste the whole earth, and all ill dealings shall overthrow the throne of the mighty. Those that are in power. Okay? So now, so that's what this war is all about. O Israel, and you nations, that's what the war is all about. This fight is about Israel. Yeah. So now, let's just take a look at the 5th chapter and the 10th and 13th verse, right? For a minute, okay? Excuse me, I mean the 5th chapter of the Wisdom of Solomon, right? And the 10th and 13th verse. And as a ship that passeth over the waters, over the waves of the waters, which when it is gone by, there is no trace can be found, neither is the path of the keel in the waves. See, so the Most High going to destroy you so utterly that it's not going to be found any sense of you in His earth anymore. And you boast yourself, you talk about how much better you are than Israel, and you talk all this talk, right? But God said He diminished Israel and put Israel down temporarily. Israel lost their power temporarily, but now they're going to regain their power back, and they're going to rise up in front of you as gods, as people of wisdom and knowledge and beauty and love. So this is what's going to take place. A beast, you think like a beast. You don't understand the scriptures. Your ministers are teaching the scriptures. These white churches, you know, ministers of God. You're fooling yourself. You made a joke out of the Bible, man. But this book is going to destroy you. What's in it is going to destroy you, and a lot of you know what's in it now. Okay, so let's look at this, right? So just let me read the 13th verse. Even so, we, in like manner, as soon as we were born, began to draw to our end, and had no sign of virtue to show, but were consumed in our own wickedness. See, that's what you're going to say. And let's read what you're going to say. I want to read this to you. And this is the Wisdom of Solomon in the Apocrypha, the 5th chapter, the 3rd verse, right? And they repenting and groaning for anguish of spirit shall say within themselves, this was he whom we had sometimes in derision. And a proverb and a reproach. A reproach, how they call us out of your name. They call you the N-word. They call us all kind of names, right? Well, this is going to fall out on them. This is what they're going to say. We fools counted his life madness, and is in without honor. That's why you should be judging Jake out here, because he's been diminished now, but God gonna restore him. And a lot of people that are judging these people out here, you're gonna be judged for judging them, okay? Because they docile now. They're in a docile state now, but when God raised them up, you're gonna see who they really are. Because all these people are the chosen people of God, that's of Israel. They're the chosen people of God. So you understand that. Yeah, so we fools, we counted his life as madness, and it's in to be without honor. Like you're looking at, they looking at Jake out on the street. How can these people ever rise, man? How can they ever become anything? Okay, God set it up that way. He said when Israel went into captivity, he diminished them, and he set it up that way so you can boast yourself and build yourself up to make you think that you're something. And God said, all you Gentile nations put together, a drop of a bucket. Your technology is nothing. A drop of a bucket. All your knowledge and your cars and your planes and all that is nothing. Your technology is nothing to God's superior mind in creation of what He's created and what He's going to show Israel in creation. You're not going to take part of that. Yeah. So let's read on. Okay. We fools counted his life a madness, and his end to be without honor. How is he numbered among the children of God? That's what a lot of people are going to come and say. How could this brother or how could that sister be numbered among the children of God? Because they were chosen before the world began to be God's people. And if you're the chosen people, and if Israel, if you're the chosen people of God, claim it. Claim that. Don't let anybody talk you out of that, because you are the chosen people of God. Claim it. How is he numbered among the children of God? And his lot is among the saints. How is this guy a saint? How is she a saint? Well, this is what people are going to find out. That God established Israel from the beginning to be the saints of God. They went through hell, they sinned, and they did all manner of things. But God had promised in this battle with him and Satan, because this battle is between God and Satan over Israel. That's what you must understand. And what did God say? He said, Satan shall bruise your heel, but you shall bruise his head. You see that? So the Most High knew we were going to get bruised in this battle, but he knew that he was going to save us out of this battle. That's why he said, tell Israel, I have redeemed them. Okay? So now, let's read on, right? Let's read a little more of this. How was he numbered among the children of God? The Israelites are so down and out and so frustrated with Esau, and they're going through so many changes in this world. They're asking, well, how is he among the children of God? Because the way that people look in the street, the way they look. And his lot among the saints. You mean this is a saint? People are going to be shocked, man. And a lot of people are going to be shocked, man. You better have nothing to do with that. You better have nothing to do with the children of God, I'm telling you, because you don't know what you're talking about, okay? Because a lot of these people are going to be shocked to find out that God is going to save them that they thought that he was not going to save. You got a lot of Pharisees in this organization, right? But God going to deal with these Pharisee spirits out here. Don't even worry about it, okay? Therefore, have we erred from the way of truth, and the light of righteousness have not shined unto us, and the sun of righteousness rose not upon us. We wearied ourselves in the way of wickedness and destruction. Yea, we have gone through deserts where there lay no way. But as for the way of the Lord, we have not known it. What is pride profited us? All that pride, what is it profited? Or what good has riches in vaunting got us? They vaunted about, I got $1 billion in the bank, I got $1 million over here, and I'm a this and that, and I'm a that. You ain't nothing, man. You're going to find out that you ain't nothing. Absolutely nothing. The Most High going to show you that you're nobody, because the thing that you left out, you cannot be nobody, you cannot be somebody without God. If the Most High didn't choose you, then how you gonna be? I showed you before in the last class. He put by you, Esau. You were set up to be in this drama, in this story that God played up on the earth. In His own, God made His own movie and put you in it, and you never learned righteousness. You didn't learn. He put all the books before you. You got all the books. You got churches galore. You got all the books and everything, man. But you never learned righteousness. You never learned that if God punishes somebody, then you're supposed to show mercy on them. That's what God got on Israel about. You know, I punished them, but you talk about the law and about Sabbath day, but you didn't show mercy. You didn't show the love. The trial is, will you show mercy? Will you show love? Will you awake to that spirit? That's what the trial is all about, man. Awakening. Not to that, you know, some people read the Bible and they judgmental, right? That means that they have not the Spirit, because the Spirit leads you to have mercy. The Spirit leads you to show kindness. Okay, now, so let me. So here's what they said, right? What is pride? What has pride got us? Nothing. So now we're looking at the utter destruction of Esau, and that he's going in slavery. The man is talking about nuclear war every day. China, North Korea, America, Russia, Ukraine, Iran, Syria, Yemen, Hezbollah, all these nations now, and they're taking sides now. Now they're gathering sides. They're taking sides. Who's going to be with who in this war? And this is God's war. They must go to war. Okay, let's read it. I'll just read it for you, right quick, right? They must go to war. They must have this war now. Now this is in Second Ezra, right? The 13th chapter of Second Ezra, right? I just want to clip this right quick. And all you that read the Bible, you know that. You know who Esau is, right? Esau is the so-called white man, okay? And he shall come, this is talking about Christ, and he shall come to the astonishment of them that dwell on earth. To the astonishment, we're going to be astonished. I know that we're going to be astonished. We're going to be astonished to see the heavens open and God actually come. People are going to be astonished at this man. And one shall undertake to fight against another, and one city against another, one place against another, and one people against another, and one realm against another. We see that going on now. This is happening now. Okay. That was Second Ezra, the 13th chapter, the 30th verse, right? And the 31st verse. Now let me read the 33rd verse, right? And when all the people hear his voice, every man shall in his own land lead the battle that they have one against another. See, they must be in battle when Christ comes. They're going to be fighting each other when Christ comes, okay? And an innumerable multitude shall be gathered together as they saw them, willing to come and to overcome him by fighting. Now this is amazing, man. That's why Esau is so stupid. They're beasts, right? And the Gentiles with all their phony religions and all, you go to all the nations that they had all these different religions and has nothing to do with God. Has nothing to do with God. These nations don't know God. Okay? The only people that really knew God was the 12 tribes of Israel. Excuse me. They don't know God, man. They got all kind of religious rites and all kind of ceremonies and rituals that they do that has nothing to do with God when you go to these nations. Nothing at all. Okay, now, let's just finish reading this, right? And in the innumerable multitude shall be gathered together, as thou saw them willing to come and overcome him by fighting. They're going to fight God, man. Okay? Because Christ told them that he was God also. Okay? But he shall stand upon the top of Mount Zion, and Zion shall come and shall show to all men, being prepared and built, like as thou sawest the hill graven without hands. And so nobody's going to build the city of God but God. And nobody's going to build the things of God except God. And God is going to show Israel how to build and how to create. Israel's, for the lack of a better word, technology. Israel is going into the technology that Esau wanted, the angelic technology. In that world where nothing fails, everything is excellent. That's your world, Israel. That's the world you're going into. And this my son shall rebuke their wicked inventions. See, their wicked inventions, all inventions are wicked, man. Of those nations, which for their wicked lives are fallen into temptation. Yeah, all their boasting about their wicked. Look what technology has done. Everybody, they have to make a law. Everybody's oppressed by law. There's so many laws now that you can't do this, don't do that. You do this will happen. They have made so many laws, man. Now you got to put cameras on your home now because people are robbing and stealing, and they're going to do that because the society is breaking down. Yeah, people have lost all confidence in their government, and the society is breaking down. And so be aware of that. You must be aware of that this society is actually breaking down. Okay. And shall lay before them their evil thoughts and the torment wherever they shall be, there begin to be tormented, which is like unto a flame of fire. And you're going to be tormented by fire, you Esau and you Gentile nations. So this is what the war is all about. All this culmination of signs and plagues is about Israel. The signs in the heavens is about Israel. It's to show Israel, yeah, this is your time, Israel. Wake up. This is your time. Become woke. Don't fall into that negative bag like a lot of cats fall into, hating people and all that. Don't fall into that bag, man, because that's a bag that's waiting on you at Judgment Day. You in that posture right there. Don't fall into that bag, you men or women of Israel, because you were made to be the glorious people. When Christ told you, whatsoever is lovely, whatsoever is beautiful, that. Yeah. And I know that you can't get along with all people. You have to separate yourself from some people, because you can't get along with all people. You see what I'm saying? And you must understand that. And God does spiritually separate people himself. So you must understand that. But a lot of people try to think above God. God. That's who you must think like. Okay, now let's look at this, right? So the white ministers are saying that that America is not in the Bible. America's in the Bible. They're in the book of Revelations. And I can show you that. Let's go to, let's see, where I want to go to. Let's go to 2nd Ezra, right? 8 and 9. And he said unto me, from Abraham to Isaac, when Jacob and Esau were born of him. See, Esau and Jacob are brothers. Okay? The white man is a brother to the one he called a Negro. He's a brother to Jacob. I mean, he's a brother to the Israelites. We were brothers at one time. But see, now how could we be brothers, right? That's why you must understand the plans of God. We were brothers but we were set for different plans. We were set for a different inheritance. God, when God said, my chosen people, he meant that, meaning Satan chose his people and God chose his people. And God set Esau in Satan's camp. You must understand who did this, because the scriptures tell you that the dragon gave Esau his seat, his power, and great authority, because Esau was set in the dragon's camp. The Israel is set in the camp of God himself. Okay? But we're going to show you who's going to wear the crown. Let's read this, right? Let's look at this. Second Ezra, let's see, the 6th chapter, the 8th and 9th verse. And he said unto me, from Abraham unto Isaac, when Jacob and Esau were born of him, Jacob's hand held first the feet of Esau. See, a lot of people teach that Jacob lied and stole Esau's birthright, right? But look here. See, look what it's showing you, right? Here. Jacob's hand held first the feet of Esau in the womb. In the womb. In the womb, the consciousness. In the womb, he was conscious that he was the chosen one, even in the womb. And God will show you that. He will show you you're chosen. He will show you that. Okay? And a lot of you have found out, have been actually shown that. And a lot of people are learning that. But Israel as a nation, the 12 tribes of Israel, are the chosen people of God. So now, so look at that, right? His hand first held the heel of Esau in Rebekah's womb. Before they came out, before Esau sold his birthright. You see that? So what are these preachers talking about, man? You see how they don't understand spiritual things, okay? That's the problem with the world. They don't understand God. Okay, now, so in the 9th verse, for Esau is the end of the world. So it's showing you who's ruling the world in the end. Esau is the 4th beast kingdom that God showed Daniel, that would come upon the earth, that would destroy and rape, rob, and murder, and kill, and lead into captivity. Therefore, he must go into captivity. Okay? That's the life that he chose. Okay? Because it was given to him by Satan. Okay? There's no mistakes in this. There's no confusion here of what happened here. Okay? Esau was given over to Satan. The Israelites was given over to Christ. That's what you must understand. Okay? And it's going to play out. Just like God said. Okay, so now. The 9th verse, 2nd Ezra 6 and 9. For Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that follows. Okay, I just want to read, let me see, the Wisdom of Solomon. Let me get that. Yes, this is it. We're going to see who's going to wear the crown. Okay. Esau's been fighting in vain. But see, now you understand why Esau hates Israel. Because consciousness, they're spiritually conscious. They were fighting in the womb. That means that they were conscious about this. You see that? They were fighting in the womb. There was a war in Rebekah's stomach. And she went to cry of the Lord. And the Lord said, 2 nations are in thy womb. They were conscious in thy womb. You see this? This consciousness has been with Jacob ever since. It has been with us ever since. Even though we're in captivity, God woke us up to this consciousness that we're the chosen people. And that Esau I remember when I was a child, 10 years old, I looked at Esau and I saw, no, this guy is wicked. I saw his aura. I saw what he was, man. No, I never trusted Esau because I saw what he was. I saw there was a difference between him and our people. Okay, now, so the wisdom of Solomon, right? 15, the wisdom of Solomon, this is the Apocrypha, the 5th chapter, the 15th and 16th verse, right? But the righteous liveth forevermore. Their reward also is with the Lord. And when the Lord said they're righteous, the Lord has made all Israel our garments of filthy rags. But when the Lord called you to be righteous, then you're the righteous. Okay? Because he's calling you that. He's saying that because that's what he's going to make you. He knows what he's doing. Okay? So don't ever let nobody interfere with you with that. You understand? Because like he told them he said, their righteousness is of me. I'm their righteousness. Christ is our righteousness. Meaning this, that he so loved us, man, that he said, I'm going to save you no matter what. I'm going to save you, okay? The only war he had against was the Pharisees and the Sadducees and those that opposed the gospel of Christ, okay? So now, let's read on, okay? But the righteous live forevermore, and their reward also is with the Lord, and the care of them is with the Most High. Therefore shall they receive a glorious kingdom and a beautiful crown. See, Israel going to receive the crown. That's what it was all about. This crowning, Esau talking about he's this, he's better than Israel. And look at this fool in the world, man. The man is a complete fool in the earth, boasting against God, and God said, I have heard thee. I have heard thee, man. And now you've angered God because the angels were sorrowful because they had to wait until Israel's time came. After Adam and Eve did what they did, then the angels had to wait until Israel's time came. And they've been helping us all along. Angels been rolling through here and helping us and doing things for us that you're not even aware of. You see what I'm saying? So, this is what it was really all about, the crown. Let me read it again for you. Therefore shall they receive a glorious kingdom, not no kingdom where you have an accident, you got to worry about your children, somebody killing and robbing. That'll be none of that. Ain't gonna be no more of that. No more pain, no more sorrow, no more sickness, none of that. Okay, in the kingdom of God. Okay, it's called, God said, it's a kingdom of pleasure. Rest is allowed where you can enjoy life, and whatever God got planned, it's going to be magnificent. It's going to blow your mind. Okay, so now 16. Let's read it again. The wisdom of Solomon. The wisdom of Solomon, the 5th chapter and 16th verse. Therefore shall they receive a glorious kingdom. I gotta read this again, man, because this is beautiful. Therefore shall they receive a glorious kingdom and a beautiful crown. That crown, brother, that's where it's at, man. That's what it was all about. Between God and Satan and Esau. These two boys was chose to see who's going to wear the crown. And God gave the crown to Jacob. That's why Jacob's hand was holding Esau's heel. That's why they were battling in the womb, because they were conscious of this thing, this spiritual thing that mankind could not see in the womb what the battle was really all about. Yeah. So now, let me read this again. Will you suffer me to read this again? Therefore shall they receive a glorious kingdom and a beautiful crown from the Lord's hand, for this is his right hand, for with his right hand shall he cover them, and with his arm shall he protect them. That's how you protect it in this third world war, and these wars that are coming up. God gonna cover you and He gonna protect you. But remember, Israel, you got the crown. So that's what it was all about. And some people don't know how to tell this story. They don't understand this story. But God has showed me this story. I understand this story, okay? So now, I want to say grace and peace. And Israel, we thank God that God is our God. And He has showed us this great mercy, wisdom, and His great love. So grace and peace.